Hi, thanks for checking out our video here. This is going to be kind of a, well, finish up repair video on a Gallagher battery unit. It's a B180. The customer complaint on it was low output. So I've already started tinkering with it. I was like, this might make a neat little video since we don't get these battery Gallagher units in very often. This is an older unit, 2006 model based on when it was built. So we're going to go through it and finish it up here, hopefully. Here's our information. There are links down in the description area. If you hit the little drop down box arrow deal, or links to our websites, fencerfixer.com, and we also cattlescalerepair.com. We work on Gallagher and True Test low bars and weigh scales and stuff. We work on all brands and ages of electric fence stuff. And so if you'd like to subscribe to the channel or hit that thumbs up button, it tells YouTube that we're good people, good stuff, and then maybe they'll promote our videos more, that sort of stuff, and get our name out there more. Alright, so let's okay, so what it was, here's the new transformer that we're putting in there, because the other one where it's set at right there, right on the end there, this little ear tab thing was broken and busted off there. It was loose. So it was original old brown transformer that they used to make, and they made that brown transformer in 2010, and this was a 2006, and I think that transformer was original. So the other thing I found is the capacitor was weak. It's supposed to read 12 microfarads. I read like 7. So I don't have another one of these. I'll look and double check, but we're going to take a combination of this one and this one, wire them together, and then put them back on the board, and that will take the place of 112. We wired 2 6s basically in parallel. Capacitors add up, so that will equal 12 or 13 microfarads, and this is at the same rating. This is a different shape basically. I'm hoping that the board itself is good and not something else going on. This little terminal right here is pretty boogered up, rusty more or less, but so let's add some contact cleaner. This doesn't really matter, but that contact there, I mean, if you need to replace it, we will. But it actually looks pretty good. I'm going to buzz the other one up a little bit. They still make these little parts, but if I can save from having to replace them, why not? Okay, so this board will sit right there. I'm going to try to figure out where I want to set this at. Capacitor sat right there originally. The original transfer capacitor is right there. So we might put the other one like right here, like that. Probably glue it to the case. Set like this. Sorry. And we'll hook on some female spade connector, solder that on there, or plug it on there, and we'll solder some wires to this. But let me put everything together real quick, and I'm going to shut the case, and I want to make sure that the case will shut with that capacitor sitting there, because there is stuff. Let me get these tabs straightened out. Come on. Oh, what's going on here? There. Oh. This capacitor right here, I didn't realize it until now, but it's bad too. The shell of the capacitor is burned right off. So we'll change that as well. We'll change this capacitor, put that right there where it belongs, put that in that general area. Put this gasket back down inside the case right here. Case won't close. Alright, it's hitting hitting this piece right here. So if we see if we move up just a little bit, because I think it hits right there. All right, now it stays put. Okay, so now I know where I need to put the capacitor at. Get my soldering iron powered back up. It shut off here earlier. Alright, so let's plug the wires. I don't even know if this board's any good. Based on the notes, it made it sound like it was just working at low output. There's capacitors. It's all shells burned right off the thing, broke off there. It may still be good, but I'm going to change it because I don't take no chances. And I'm going to look at this board. It's a 2006 unit, and the board's 2006, so 2022, 2006. Got a little age on it. So we'll desolder. Pull this. Get the solder off the solder joint here. Should just be able to rock this and pull it off there. Maybe we'll get a flat screwdriver underneath it and pop it up. Here it comes. I get a little bit more solder off the one end there. There's still a piece of the leaf from the old solder or old capacitor still sitting there. It's still stuck to the board a little bit. Still a little. That's a bit of that solder off there. Should hopefully. There it goes. Alright, let's see. That's a 4 microfarad. Alright, there's a new capacitor. Solder that on. Solder that. Oh, man. Hate my misplaced stuff I need. Alright, give me a minute here. Found it, rolled off the table and landed on the floor. Alright, so now we'll go over here, put that right there. Alright. Let's do it a different way. Something where I can see it better. Get my old third hand helper deal out here. See if we'll get the board up there so I can see it easier. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do, try to shove these wires through the little holes here. Oh, come on. 1, 2. And we'll bend these wires up. We'll solder those on there, and we'll get this new capacitor. We'll kind of glue it in place with some epoxy, some quick set stuff, and then we'll solder jumper wires onto it, leads on the capacitor. Okay. Oop. That would cause a problem. It's a cold solder joint. Well, not cold, but a little gap there. I don't like that gap. Now it's solid. Okay, so here's a new capacitor. Let me get some wire for it. Wire, where are you? This stuff. Oh, it's kind of big. Here we use 12 gauge or 14 gauges. Stout enough. I like to do this a little bit smaller, but I can't find my small roll of wire right handy. So now we'll add a little solder to the capacitor here, to the little leads that are on it. And then we'll add some solder to this wire here. Actually, we're going to cut off just a little bit of that. We need that much exposed. And then we'll solder heat the two up together. Stay still. Ow. All right. So let's set this right here, like that, and we'll figure out where if I set it back, like, let's see. Well, I'll glue it in place once we get the board back down in the case. I'll figure out where I want to put it at exactly, but I'm going to some snips here. I'm going to cut the wire long enough so I know where to just cut it just longer than what I think I'll need. That way I've got plenty to work with. And now we'll strip off a little bit more. There's no polarity to these capacitors either. You know, there's like red and white wire, and it says red and it says white, I think, on the board. Or plus and a minus or whatever. There's no polarity to these things, so you don't have to worry about that. Do the same thing. Cut off just a little bit of that so it's not so long. Heat the two up together. God, it gets hot. Damn. Whew. It's holding up here. It was just, heat was just traveling right on up. Man, it gets hot. Tried to hold it as long as I could, so that way it didn't let go and the wire come loose and the solder joint deal. grab this. Alright, I think we're going to put it like right there. I think we just want to be out of the way of that little thing right there. So I'm thinking if we put it right there, should be fine. Alright. Let's get a little bit of epoxy out. Squirt a little bit on there. Don't need a lot. And I'll get my little stir stick I had earlier. How do I put it at? There it is. We'll mix the two up. And we'll set it right there. Had to move it just a little bit. Yeah, good thing that epoxy is forgiving and hadn't hardened up yet. Oh God. Oh. That capacitor's stuck now. Well, let's test it one more time. And all these tabs got to be just right, or it won't fall into place like you want it to. Something to bend over and get in the way. All right, let's Alright, so now we'll hook it up to 12 volt. I get 12.5 volts on my power supply. Turn it back to the battery check. Alright, so now we'll put our tester on there. Should be probably, I don't know, between 7,000 and 9,000 usually on these things. I'm 0.5 kV. Spark it throws. Nice little spark to it. This one's done. We'll write it up, call the customer, sure they'll fix it. Move on to the next one. Again, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up button. If you already subscribed, we appreciate that as well. Fencerfixer.com, cattlescalerepair.com. Till next time, see you guys later on.